Hi, I'm Sarah. I never thought I'd be the kind of person sharing my story online, but here we are. My life was already complicated enough with my 8-year-old son Tommy fighting leukemia. The treatments, the hospital visits, the sleepless nights. I thought that was the hardest thing I'd ever face. I was wrong. "Mom, can I have some water?" Tommy's weak voice called from his bedroom. I grabbed his favorite blue cup and headed upstairs. "Here you go, sweetie. How are you feeling?" "Tired, but good tired, not sick tired." He smiled and my heart ached. Even after everything, he still tried to make me feel better. "That's my brave boy." I kissed his forehead. "Your dad should be home soon. He said he'd bring pizza for dinner." "The good kind? With extra cheese?" "The good kind," I promised. Though I'd noticed David had been spending money more freely lately. Between Tommy's medical bills and my reduced hours at work, every dollar mattered. My phone buzzed. It was my best friend Jenny calling for the 3rd time that day. "Sarah, we need to talk. Like, right now. Are you home?" "Yeah, what's wrong? You sound—" "I'm coming over. Don't let David leave when he gets there." "I'm serious, Sarah." She hung up before I could respond. 20 minutes later, she was at my door, her face pale and her hands shaking. "Jenny, you're scaring me. What's going on?" She pulled me into the kitchen, away from Tommy's room. "I need you to check something. Do you have access to Tommy's credit report?" "Tommy's credit report? He's 8 years old. Why would he have—" "Sarah, please, just check. Log into that credit monitoring site you use." My hands trembled as I opened my laptop. This doesn't make sense. Tommy doesn't have any credit accounts. He's a child. "Check anyway." I typed in Tommy's information, expecting an error message. Instead, my screen filled with account details. A loan. A massive loan for $45,000 opened 6 months ago. This can't be right. This has to be identity theft. Someone stole his information. "Sarah." Jenny's voice broke. "My cousin works at First National Bank. She processes loan applications. She called me this morning because she recognized your last name when a payment bounced. David took out that loan." The room spun. "No, David wouldn't—" She verified the application herself. It had Tommy's information, but David's signature as the guardian. He used Tommy's clean credit and your address. The money went into an account with only David's name on it. "But why would he need that much money? We have a joint account. I would have seen—" My voice trailed off as realization hit. His brother's wedding. The destination wedding in the Bahamas. David insisted on paying for everything. The flights, the resort rooms for his friends, the rehearsal dinner. He said his brother deserved the best. That family helps family. $45,000 worth of help? Sarah, he committed fraud. Against your own son. I felt bile rise in my throat. Tommy's medical bills. The insurance denied coverage for the new treatment protocol. We needed $12,000 and David said we couldn't afford it. He said we had to wait. But he could afford a wedding in the Bahamas? I'm so sorry. I didn't want to believe it either, but... The front door opened. David's voice rang out cheerfully. "Pizza's here. Got your favorite, Tommy." Jenny gripped my hand. "What are you going to do?" I stared at my laptop screen, at the debt incurred in my sick child's name. "I'm going to destroy him." David walked into the kitchen, setting down pizza boxes. "Hey, Jenny. Didn't know you were stopping by. You staying for dinner?" "Actually, David, I was just leaving." Jenny looked at me. "Call me later, okay? About that thing we discussed." After she left, David grabbed plates. "What thing?" "Nothing important." I kept my voice steady. "How was work?" "Exhausting. Hey, did you see the photos Brad posted from the wedding? The sunset ceremony looked incredible, right? Worth every penny." "Every penny," I repeated. "Speaking of money, I need to talk to you about Tommy's medical bills." "Sarah, not this again. I told you, we'll figure something out. Maybe a fundraiser or a loan?" I watched his face carefully. "I was thinking we could take out a loan. Use our good credit." He shifted his weight. "Banks are tight with money right now. Interest rates are crazy. We should wait." "Really?" "Because I heard some people can get loans easily. Even get them approved in someone else's name." His jaw tightened. What are you talking about? I'm talking about checking credit reports, seeing what options we have. That's a waste of time. He grabbed a slice of pizza. I'm going to eat with Tommy. After David went upstairs, I called my sister, Rebecca. She answered on the first ring. Becca, I need your help. Can you meet me at Mom's house tomorrow? Bring Mark if he's available. Mark was her husband, a criminal defense attorney. Sarah, what's wrong? You just trust me. 10 o'clock? We'll be there. The next morning, I told David I was taking Tommy to his grandmother's for the day. You should rest. You've been working so hard lately. At my mother's house, Rebecca and Mark were already waiting. Mom took Tommy to the backyard to play while I showed them everything. This is identity theft, Mark said, reviewing the documents. And because it's a minor, it's enhanced penalties. But Sarah, you understand what this means. If you report this, he let our son go without treatment so he could throw a party for his friends. He used Tommy's identity. What choice do I have? You could confront him privately, Rebecca suggested. Give him a chance to fix this. Fix this? Becca, Tommy needed that treatment 6 months ago. We're behind on his care plan because David said we couldn't afford it. Meanwhile, he's buying bottle service in the Bahamas and paying for resort rooms for people who couldn't care less about our family. Mark nodded slowly. Then we need to gather everything. Bank statements, the loan documents, any communications about the wedding expenses. I'll put you in touch with a detective I know. But Sarah, once you start this, there's no going back. Good. I don't want to go back. My mother came inside, having overheard. Sarah, are you absolutely sure? David is your husband, Tommy's father. Tommy's father committed fraud against him, Mom. He stole his son's identity while that same son was fighting cancer. What kind of father does that? A father who made a terrible mistake, Mom said softly. People can change. I'm not interested in change. I'm interested in justice. Rebecca touched my arm. What did David say when you talked to him about the wedding expenses? Didn't you question how he paid for everything? He said his brother gave him money to help coordinate everything. He said it was a gift. I believed him because I trusted him. My voice hardened. That stops today. Mark pulled out his phone. I'm calling Detective Rodriguez now. She specializes in financial crimes. But before I do, I need to ask, are you prepared for what comes next? The investigation, possible arrest, Tommy seeing his father face consequences? Tommy deserves better than a father who steals from him. Yes, I'm prepared. As Mark made the call, Rebecca hugged me. I'm proud of you. This takes courage. No, I said, watching Tommy play through the window. Courage is fighting cancer at 8 years old. This is just doing what's right. Detective Rodriguez came to our house 3 days later. I'd sent Tommy to Rebecca's and called David home from work. Sarah, what's going on? Why is there a detective here? David, this is Detective Rodriguez. She has some questions for you. Questions about what? He looked between us, confusion turning to concern. Detective Rodriguez opened her notebook. Mr. Patterson, I'm investigating a case of identity theft and loan fraud. Specifically, a $45,000 loan taken out 6 months ago using your son's personal information. Would you like to tell me about that? David's face went white. I don't know what you're talking about. Really? I stepped forward. Because I have the application with your signature, your IP address from our home computer, bank statements showing the money being used for vacation expenses, not medical costs. Sarah, let me explain. Explain? You want to explain how you stole from our sick child? I didn't steal. I was going to pay it back. My brother needed help with the wedding, and I knew we'd have money coming from where, David? My part-time salary while I care for Tommy? The medical bills that keep piling up? Where was this magical money coming from? Detective Rodriguez intervened. Mr. Patterson, you should know that using a minor's identity for financial fraud carries serious penalties. I'd recommend contacting a lawyer before you say anything else. I don't need a lawyer. Sarah, please, this is insane. Can we talk about this privately? No, I said firmly. Everything happens right here, right now. You committed fraud against our son. It wasn't supposed to be like this. His voice rose. Brad is my brother. His wedding was important. Everyone was counting on me to help make it special. I couldn't let him down. But you could let Tommy down? You told me we couldn't afford his treatment. The treatment wasn't urgent. The doctor said we had time. Time? He has cancer, David. Every day matters. Tears streamed down my face. While you were buying champagne for people who don't even remember our son's name, he was in pain. He needed medicine we couldn't afford because you stole his future to pay for a party. I was going to fix it. I have a plan to pay back. With what money? Your salary that you've already spent? Or were you planning to take out another loan in Tommy's name? David turned to Detective Rodriguez. Officer, my wife is upset. She's not thinking clearly. This is a family matter. We can handle this privately. Actually, Mr. Patterson, identity theft is a criminal matter. The victim's mother has filed a report on behalf of her minor child. Victim. David's face reddened. Tommy is my son. I would never hurt him. You stole his identity, I shouted. You ruined his credit before he's even old enough to understand what credit is. And for what? So your friends would think you're generous? You don't understand the pressure. Everyone expects me to... Everyone? Who cares what everyone thinks? What about what your family needs? What about your responsibility to your son? He stepped toward me, and I held my ground. Sarah, if you do this, if you press charges, it'll destroy our family. Think about Tommy. Think about what this will do to him. I am thinking about Tommy. That's all I've been thinking about. He needs a parent who protects him, not one who exploits him. I made a mistake. People make mistakes. You can't throw away our marriage over this. You threw away our marriage when you chose a party over our son's health. His expression shifted, anger replacing panic. Fine. You want to destroy me? Go ahead. But don't think you'll survive this either. I'll tell everyone you're bitter, jealous, crazy. I'll fight you for custody. I'll make sure you never see Tommy again. Detective Rodriguez stood. Mr. Patterson, I'd advise you not to make threats. It's not a threat, it's a promise. He pointed at me. You're going to regret this, Sarah. I'll make sure of it. Actually, I said quietly, I think you're the one who's going to regret this. Officer Rodriguez, I'd like to press full charges. David lunged forward, and the detective stepped between us. Mr. Patterson, I need you to calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. This is my house, my family. He shoved the detective's shoulder. That was his final mistake. Mr. Patterson, you're under arrest for assault on a police officer and identity theft. Detective Rodriguez had him in handcuffs within seconds. You have the right to remain silent. I watched them take him away, his shouting fading as they reached the patrol car. My phone buzzed immediately. Rebecca. Sarah, are you okay? What happened? He assaulted a police officer, right in front of me. He pushed Detective Rodriguez when she tried to calm him down. Oh my God. Sarah, that's exactly what I needed. Now there's no question about his character. The next weeks were a blur. Mark connected me with a prosecutor who was horrified by the case. Mrs. Patterson, I want you to know we're treating this with the utmost seriousness, Assistant District Attorney Chen said during our meeting. Identity theft of a minor, especially one with medical needs, shows a callous disregard for the victim. Combined with the assault charge, we're looking at significant prison time. How long? 5 to 7 years, possibly more. He'll also be required to pay full restitution, though given his financial situation, you might want to pursue civil action as well. Whatever it takes. David's lawyer tried to arrange a meeting. I agreed, but only with Mark present. Sarah, please. David looked terrible. Unshaven. Exhausted. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you and Tommy. But we can fix this. I'll get a second job, pay back every penny. Just drop the charges. No. Sarah, I'm begging you. I'll do anything. Counseling, whatever you want. Just give me another chance. You don't get another chance. You had chances. Every day you had a chance to do the right thing. Every time Tommy asked about his treatment, you had a chance. You chose wrong every single time. I'm Tommy's father. You stopped being his father when you put your ego above his health. A father protects his child. You exploited yours. His lawyer interjected. Mrs. Patterson, think about your son. He needs his father. He'll grow up knowing his mother fought for him. That's enough. David's voice turned cold. You really won't forgive me, after everything we've been through. 10 years of marriage means nothing? 10 years means nothing when weighed against what you did. You can't apologize your way out of this, David. There's no magic words that make this okay. Fine. Then I hope you're happy destroying our family. You destroyed our family, I said calmly. I'm just making sure you face consequences. The trial lasted 3 days. Tommy never had to testify, thank God. The evidence was overwhelming. David's friends testified about the wedding expenses. The bank provided records. Detective Rodriguez described the assault. When the verdict came, guilty on all counts, I felt nothing but relief. Sentencing happened 2 weeks later. Mr. Patterson, you victimized your own child during his time of greatest vulnerability, the judge said. You exploited his identity, his credit, and his trust. This court sentences you to 6 years in state, prison, and full restitution of $45,000 plus damages. David's mother tried to approach me outside the courthouse. Sarah, please, he's still Tommy's father. Can't you find it in your heart to— No, I said simply. He made his choices. Now he lives with them. Today, Tommy's treatment is back on track. The loan has been removed from his credit report. Rebecca helped me file for divorce, which was finalized last month. Sometimes Tommy asks about his father. When is Dad coming home? Not for a long time, sweetie, but you have me and Aunt Rebecca and Grandma and so many people who love you. And you'll always protect me? Always. No matter what. Last week, David sent a letter from prison, another apology, another plea for reconciliation. I burned it without finishing. Because some betrayals don't deserve forgiveness. Some actions have consequences that can't be undone by saying sorry. And some people need to learn that the people they hurt don't owe them redemption. Tommy is still fighting his battle, but now he's doing it with a parent who puts him first, always. What would you do if someone you trusted betrayed your family? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more true stories.